So if we rewind back to June of 2021, I started my new job, which is my current job. I found out about a week and a half ago that they wanted to extend the internship, so I'm going to be staying there for the time being. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of recap of what it's been like, how it feels to be a student going corporate life. So I'll start off by saying it's definitely been an adjustment. The first 3 months was a lot of learning how to work on a new team, how to work under a new boss, how the workflow would be, how to schedule myself. I do have a boss, and luckily my boss trusts me and allows me to be pretty autonomous with my job. Just as long as I get things done, I get things approved by them, then I pretty much have like full creative control, similar to how I did at Consulting, which is amazing. But this is also because I have so much autonomy. I've also realized that I need to be on top of my stuff all the time, and not that I didn't know that, it's just different because when you're in college you have a syllabus, you have step-by-step of projects that are going to happen, when they're going to happen, date, due date. The teacher is kind of guiding you through everything, versus in real life work you're given a project and it's kind of up to you to determine, okay, what are the little milestones in between when the project is due, and how are you going to get those things done. There is no syllabus, there is no roadmap. You kind of figure it out as you're going along, and that has definitely been one of the biggest learning curves for me. For most of the internship the first time around, I had a notebook. I really enjoy writing things down, but the more I did it, the more I realized that writing things down does help, but I also need a full fleshed out calendar. I started using Notion as a project management tool, and I also bought myself a planner towards the end because I just realized I can't put everything in this notebook because there's just so much going on that I feel like I need multiple places to write down things. Even if it's writing them down multiple times, I need to figure out what my structure is for work. And what worked for me in college was using a planner, having to-do lists, and having a full fleshed out calendar. Having a full fleshed out calendar is a little more difficult in the corporate world, just because, like I said, there is no syllabus. When you're in college, you can take the syllabus and literally just plaster it onto your calendars, and you know exactly what's happening August to December, point by point, versus corporate world is not like that. So I do want to incorporate my calendars again and figure out how I can just plan better and be more organized. Another thing that I was really coming to terms with was realizing I'm not a student anymore, and it's an adjustment. And one of the adjustments is, one, college is fantastic, and I'm so blessed that I'm college educated. I take pride in the fact that I'm college educated. However, I feel that college taught me a lot of theory, and yes, I learned how to do things, and yes, I learned a lot of the foundational things I knew I would need in the career that I am now in. But a lot of the stuff I'm doing in my job currently, I'm learning on the job. I'm Googling, I'm YouTubing, I'm teaching myself how to do certain things, because some of the things I don't know how to do, I have an idea of how I could do them, but I don't know how to do them step by step, so then I have to go to the internet to figure out how to do these things. So I think that's one thing about the adjustment from student to corporate, is just because you went to college doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna know every little thing you're gonna need to know for a job. It's definitely a lot of learning on the job. It's very hands-on, at least for my job, and I think that's great, because I think you never stop learning, and it's important that you can show your team that, hey, I don't know how to do this, but I know how to figure out how I can do it. So that's been an adjustment that I have experienced. I think part of me didn't want to be done with college, because we've been students since we were 4 or 5 years old. 16 to 18 years of our life, got up and went to school and did homework, and that was our life. One day you're a student, the next day you're working at a corporate job, and it is a transition, and I feel like there's a part of me that needs to grieve being a student, because that's what I'm good at. I know how to study, I know how to get good grades, I know how to participate. Corporate, it's like I'm learning something new for the first time, and it's a weird dynamic because like I feel like as an adult I'm supposed to know everything, but I don't. Like I feel like I know nothing half the time. And I think it's like just like this, I don't know, oxymoron of just like learning how to live your life again in a different way after having gone to school and identifying so much with that and knowing that that's what you're good at for such a long time. It's a really weird transition. I hope that makes sense, but it's like a feeling. I think I've worked through it. I had a few breakdowns about it, like just like crying. At some point I just had to pull myself out of being grieving of my no longer being a student, and that's kind of like a pivotal moment for me where like the planner came in, the calendars came back in. I was like, okay, I have to get through the fact that I'm no longer a student, but also like I can't let my work and me being an employee now like suffer because I'm feeling sad about like not being a student anymore. Like I have to still do well in my job. Like I have to. Letting myself be sad, but then having an honest conversation with myself like, okay, like you can't keep like thinking these sad thoughts of like feeling like you don't know what you're doing and like not being a student. Like what matters is like, okay, like what are you gonna do with that? Like what are you gonna do with those emotions? Like use them for good, or just continue to like be in this cycle of being upset that you're not a student anymore? Me trying to find the tools to get more organized and feel more on top of my work and just get myself to a better headspace was like a form of self-care for me, and pulling myself out of feeling that sadness and that grief. I'm a pandemic graduate. Like I didn't have a graduation, I didn't have a graduation party. I never really got to say goodbye to San Jose State in the way that I thought I would. Just like not being physically on campus, I think made parting with being a student a little more sad for me, just because I didn't get that closure and I didn't get to finish out the last of my school physically on campus. And I think the main message here is just like, it's okay. Like it's okay that it's a transition. It's okay that I feel like this. I'm just coming into a whole new chapter of my life, and I'm learning how to live this way now, and being okay with it. And I want to be okay with it, and I know it'll settle in and I know it'll get better. So yeah, if this is the end of the vlog, goodbye. If it's not the end of the vlog, I'll see you in the next clip. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my outro right here just in case this is the end of the vlog. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.